One Purim, many, many years ago, in the little shtetl of Vardik, in far-off Russia, the Jews were very sad and worried. Instead of looking forward to the excitement of the holiday, they were afraid that their entire Jewish community would be destroyed, chas v'shalom. It almost seemed like the times of the first Purim. That's how great the danger was. The crown prince, the young son of the great, powerful Tsar, had been on a tour of Russia. Since he would one day become the Tsar himself, his advisors decided that he should visit the far-flung corners of his future realm to see the sights and meet the people who he would one day rule over. During the tour, just a few versts from Vardik, the young prince had fallen ill, lo yaleinu. The crown prince's entourage of servants, guards and doctors had reached Vardik and had immediately taken rooms in the town's only hotel, located on the town square next to the shul. Messengers were sent to Petersburg to alert the Tsar, and the crown prince's doctors ordered various medicines and remedies to be brought, but none were successful. The prince was moaning in pain. His face was flushed, and he was burning with fever. Most of the time he slept. He refused all food and drink. His very life was in danger, Rachmana litzlan. On the day before Purim, a notice was posted all around the town. The notices said that the prince was very weak, so all of the townspeople had to be very quiet. Market day was cancelled. All of the roosters had to be sent away, and no one was allowed to chop wood or build anything that might make noise. But what to do about Purim? The Megillah had to be read. So the Jews gathered silently in the big shul on the main street, right next to the hotel where the crown prince lay gravely ill. Everyone in shul was told to sit absolutely still, for the Rav would read in a soft, low voice. The children had been told to leave their graggers at home, for the notice posted by the crown prince's entourage had requested complete silence. The rabbi told everyone to imagine that they were graggering Haman when the time came, but that it was strictly forbidden to actually make noise, due to the crown prince's condition and the fear that the Jews would surely be blamed if any noise from the shul should cause the prince's condition to worsen, or if, chas v'shalom, the crown prince would actually pass away in Vardik. The fathers looked very serious. The mothers in the Ezras Noshim were crying. There was no feeling of Purim in the air, as the Rav began to read the Megillah in a soft voice. Suddenly, there was an awful noise. The name of Haman had been read, and someone was actually swinging a gragger. It was a young boy, and he was graggering Haman with all his might and with a big smile on his face. People began to chase him, trying to grab the gragger from his hand, but he was too small and too fast for them. He jumped on a table and graggered Haman. He leapt down when somebody lunged for him, and he began to laugh. Meanwhile, In the hotel next door, the windows to the prince's room had been opened to let in fresh air. Gathered around his bed were the doctors and guards. There was total silence in the room. The prince was pale and weak. He had no strength left. His eyes were closed, and he seemed to not even be breathing. Suddenly the noise of the gragger from the shul shattered the air, as did the sounds of the young boy laughing. Who dared to break the rule of silence? Those in the prince's room ran to the window to see who the guilty one was. But the very next moment, they heard a voice behind them asking for water. It was the prince, sitting up in bed, wide awake. What a happy noise I hear! What is it? Please, bring me some water. I've never been so thirsty in my whole life. Hurry, please, I feel so dry. The noise of the gragger and the laughter of the young boy had awakened the crown prince. The Jews in the town were saved. They had the happiest Purim day you could imagine. In a few more days, the crown prince was well, and he returned in peace to his father's palace in Petersburg, along with his entourage. The Tsar was so grateful that he sent gifts to the Jews of Vardik and reduced their taxes for 3 years. And that little boy? He was the hero of the day. People gave him so much candy that he had enough to eat until Pesach. And it was all because of the simple joy of a child on Purim.